The Nintendo Switch 2 is not real. Alright, hear me out before you go disliking my video like my FNAF review. I just want to say that you're not entirely wrong in thinking that Nintendo ought to be making something new. I completely agree with that. However, what isn't happening is a Switch Pro or a Switch 2. Now, most of us in the Nintendo community are familiar with the downfall of the Wii U. By making something new and calling it nearly the exact same thing as something else makes it infinitely less exciting than the system having its own original name. But that brings into question, what would the system actually be? Let's take a look at a fairly popular company like Apple. Now, Apple is known for this constant cycle of devices that, at a first glance, are almost indistinguishable from each other, other than minor differences. And while yes, to a tech aficionado like you guys and myself, it may seem worthless to keep pumping out these minimal upgrades every single year. However, the person that hasn't gotten an iPhone since the iPhone 10 is going to have a field day when all of a sudden they upgrade to the iPhone 15. This is where I think Nintendo should go in the future with their systems. They've already expressed they're down to make minimal adjustments like adding an OLED screen for a little bit of extra money, and most games can still run on the basic Nintendo Switch at a consistent frame rate. And before you start giving me examples like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, that is a completely separate issue created by the excessive year-long development cycles, and not because the Nintendo Switch wasn't capable of running it. And people who think that clearly haven't played a game optimized for the system before, and they can look breathtaking at times. And I know it might be a gloomy outlook to say that Nintendo really has no reason to change their business model right now. When the Nintendo Switch is still rocking at 7 years old, it's really just factual at this point. I have seen with my own two eyes that The Witcher 3 runs impressively well on the Nintendo Switch. Rocket League on the Switch is arguably my favorite port. Fortnite it's terrible on the Switch, but that's a discussion I think I should discuss another day. But I'm sick of YouTubers trying to tell you secondhand leaks that aren't going to amount to anything. I mean, we've been talking about this since the damn console launched, and you know, I guess if they do keep yapping, at some point they're bound to be correct about at least one rumor, but I think for the time being, we should be more concerned about fixing problems with what we have, rather than trying to bait Nintendo into jumping the shark. The Switch still doesn't let you purchase standalone retro games, there's no way to get rid of that damn border on Switch Online, there are no system themes, and yeah, I know Xbox Series X and PS5 don't have the themes as well, but it was certainly something I thought made the 3DS and PS4 stick out from the other systems. You could literally make so much money just selling a shitty PNG images to put in the background of our home menu. There's no longer an activity log on the Switch like in previous generations. Voice chat is relegated to only a few games, and the eShop is still a nightmare to navigate with absolutely zero personality. I love your guys' enthusiasm for wanting new stuff, but can we come together and admit that we are in a golden era for Nintendo? Except for those couple of issues that hardcore niche fans like myself and others will have with the system, it's still doing its job well enough, and I'm sure it will continue to for quite a while.